Hey, this is Walk and Talk 243. Do you know how to spot trouble? Can you anticipate problems? Can you spot a liar? Can you evaluate a situation, people, and see that there's a possibility of trouble, of problems? In this Walk and Talk, January, we're asking the simple question: how do you spot trouble? How do you spot a liar? Telling the truth, you always have less problems. It's lying, it's deceiving, it's manipulating. I'm going to give you two red flags, just two, right out of the Bible, that you can watch for. The first one is about body language. Body language. The second one is about talking a lot. So body language and excessive talking are two red flags. I'll give some specifics on body language and excessive talking, but you can spot trouble, you can spot a liar if the body language is lacking integrity. You can anticipate trouble, anticipate problems, if there's an abundant amount of talking, poor communication. Now, this is not in every situation, but I'm just simply saying the Bible is going to clearly say, beware, trouble is in your neighborhood. Problems are coming at you when you find a person that does two things. So the Bible says this, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 10, the person who winks the eye causes trouble. The person who winks the eye causes trouble. And then a babbling fool will come to ruin. A babbling fool will come to ruin. Now, how do you spot a liar? There's two red flags. So the first one is about winking the eye. Another way to look at this, or to say this, is red flag number one is poor eye contact. Poor eye contact. Now, I'm just simply encouraging you, listen to what the Bible says. You can help yourself and help those around you. If you're talking to a person who's not focused, who's not listening, who's distracted, a person who clearly is not showing respect. Respect in different cultures is shown in different ways. But if you find a person who's not paying attention, you have the potential for problems. The Bible is just simply saying there's trouble when someone is distracted. Winking the eye is a body language that maybe they're uncomfortable, maybe they're bored, maybe they disagree, maybe they don't like something. But the fact that there's a disconnect, the winking of the eye shows a lack of paying attention And that lack of paying attention for whatever is going on in the background is going to create a disconnect. It's these disconnects that, think of it this way, data is collected, and when data does not connect, when A plus B always equals C, but the data that's collecting doesn't equal C, it equals something negative, you've got a challenge to deal with. I'm suggesting in this walk and talk that you can spot a liar if they're not paying attention in the dialogue, in a conversation. You can spot a liar if they've decided that they're not interested. Now, I'm not saying you call them a liar. I'm not saying you automatically reject them. What I'm saying is, if someone's not paying attention, if they're distracted, for whatever reason, there's potential problems in the making. I'm encouraging you in this walk and talk. Ask people that you're talking to. Ask them to set aside distractions. Ask them to pay attention. When you communicate with people who are not paying attention and they're distracted, it's quite possible deception is going on. It's quite possible they're not interested. It's quite possible lots of things are happening, but poor communications is occurring between you and them. If they're distracted, I'm saying the wink of the eye is a reminder of a lack of paying attention. Could be lack of agreement. It could be some disconnect. And when there's a disconnect in communication, and there's not a transparent, honest back and forth in communication, trouble. So it's a red flag with body language. Let me mention to you another observation. If you find someone who regularly is distracted, often, they just have, for lack of a better term, poor eye contact. It may be that it's not poor eye contact. It may be that they're choosing to disconnect. It may be that they're bored, they're right, and you're wrong, and they're more important than you. In communication, always pay attention. Always give respect with your eyes. Always give respect by looking at the individual and paying attention and gathering the data. And you can still disagree, but there should be a clear communication that you're paying attention. Here's a second suggestion. You can spot a liar. You can spot trouble if, according to Proverbs 10:10, if there's a babbling fool in your presence. So red flag number 2. Red flag number 1 was body language, not paying attention. There may be many reasons. You don't automatically assume the person is lying, but if the communication is poor, if the disconnect is going on and they're not paying attention, there's going to be lost data. They're not going to get the full message. The second red flag is this idea of babbling. This is someone who wants to talk constantly, and they're just waiting to jump in and tell you their opinion. A babbling fool, the Bible says in Proverbs 10:10, will come to ruin. In other words, the babbler talk, and there's no listen. So it's good to talk, but it's good to listen. As a matter of fact, just a reminder, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, 1 tongue. It's not the other way around. So maybe we're better off reminding ourselves, listen twice as much as talking. In this walking talk, I'm saying the second red flag to spotting trouble or anticipating a problem or spotting a deception or spotting a liar is the someone that's so focused on themselves, they don't have time to really deeply listen to you. So the person who babbles is just constantly talking. You have seen people who are just gushing with words. The Bible is referring to this as foolish. Why? Because the flow of communication should be back and forth, not one-sided. The idea of babble is also nonsensical. It's not logical. It's not well thought out. It's just dumping ideas, feelings, just dumping out your emotions. I'm suggesting in this walk and talk that you can spot trouble, you can spot a liar, you can spot lies, you can anticipate problems with 2 red flags. Number 1, the lack of paying attention with their eyes. Are their eyes tracking you? Are their eyes engaged in the conversation? Watch people's eyes. If they're listening well, they're also watching well, using their eyes. Now, some people will argue that that's not always the case. Okay, I'm just simply saying here's a verse in the Bible that says, watch out for trouble when someone's not paying attention. Listen, that's excellent wisdom. Paying attention. It's necessary that the eyes are engaged in the communication. It will enhance attention. You ever had a discussion where someone said something and they said it again, but the other person didn't hear it? In communication, repeating is necessary because most people do not hear the first message, or they forget it, or they're distracted for whatever reason. I'm encouraging you in this walk and talk. There's trouble all around you. Don't be the troublemaker. I'm encouraging you, spot trouble, spot the lies or the liar, and avoid the problems. How? There's 2 red flags. Number 1, if someone's not paying attention. I taught science, public education for a number of years. physics, chemistry, geology, biology, and the students, you could just tell the students are disconnected when they weren't looking and watching. I'm encouraging you in this walk and talk that as you live your life, pay attention. You'll keep yourself out of trouble, and you will help others avoid trouble by paying attention with your eyes. And then the second red flag is if you like to talk, listen 2 times better. In other words, improve your capacity to listen. Because the Bible says a babbling fool will come to ruin. Why? Because usually we say things, this is often, we say things that are not thought out. We say things that are not true. And once it comes out of the mouth, we almost like double down. We're not going to change what we said, even if somebody points out the error. And we just keep babbling. It's illogical. It makes no sense in reality. So be careful. Listen well. You say, how do you listen well? And the simple advice is close your mouth. Some would just say, zip it. And then use your eyes to focus on whoever's speaking. Second suggestion, repeat what you heard. You're saying, I think you just said, here's what you just said. And give that feedback and let the speaker agree or disagree, confirm or not what you heard. And then with your ears, you can listen and then state back with your mouth what you just heard before you give your idea. Be engaged by paying attention with your eyes. Be engaged by listening well, not by talking a lot. Talk less, listen more. This is Walk and Talk 243. It's a beautiful morning. Mesa, Arizona, about, ballpark 50 degrees, maybe 49 degrees, somewhere in there. We encourage you to worship with us every Sunday. We have Bible classes during the week. On Sunday, we have 2 worship services at 9:30 and 11, and Bible classes on Sunday morning and throughout the week for all ages and groups. Encourage you to call the church, 480-839-0926, and ask for more information. If we can help you, ask for a staff member to help you. You can go to our website, fbc-tempe.org, First Baptist Church, Tempe, Arizona, and you can discover a lot about our church. We want to help people be a little bit more like Jesus. As we live our lives, I'm encouraging you, avoid trouble, don't lie, use your eyes, let your eyes speak integrity by paying attention, and talk less, listen more. It's a great day to live your life. I recently told someone who was a perfectionist, someone who was kind of bound up with stress. I said, you're taking your life too serious. Join the club. We're all imperfect. And I said, you need grace and mercy. So do I. I'm encouraging you to keep your focus on Jesus. That's what our church is all about, is pointing people to Jesus, and receive the grace and the mercy to pay attention better, to talk less and listen more. Don't deceive. Don't cheat. Don't create trouble. Don't be a problem. And if you're wise, you can spot a problem. You can spot trouble. You can spot a liar. How? Someone who doesn't pay attention, there's disconnects going on. Someone who just loves to talk and doesn't love to listen, there's more disconnects going on. And you need to gently, graciously create boundaries for that type of person. Speak the truth in love and hold to good boundaries. If you need assistance in creating those boundaries, call our church. One of our staff members will be more than happy to help. 480-839-0926. This is Walk and Talk 243. Have a great day.